Hello and very warm welcome everyone. It's Marta. Welcome back on my channel, my friends. We're gonna be playing with punches. Today I have couple interesting ideas on how to use our punches to create a fabulous card. So I hope you will enjoy it. This is another of the videos like I did the last time. It's gonna be me trying to go outside the box and create some additional things using the punches. So I hope you will enjoy it. And one more thing, I just want to take a couple seconds of your time. Thank you so very much. There's so many new friends recently joined my channel. Please say hi and let me know where are you watching from so we could get to know each other a little bit better. And one thing I just want to ask everyone, whether you're new or you've been here on this channel longer, let me know which area of the crafting is most troubling to you, which things you are struggling with, so I'll know where to put my attention, how to create more interesting video to give you the best inspiration for your own crafting. I am super thankful for the privilege to be here and have such an amazing YouTube family, so I want to make sure that I'm serving you the best. Thank you once again for everything, for all the like, comments, shares. This is something which helps me to grow my channel and keep it going. So I'm super thankful. Now let's jump into the video and create a fabulous card using the punches. I hope you will grab your punches as well if you've got some, and we're gonna craft along together. So I'll see you in a second. So let's make our card. I am starting from creating my own card base. My card will be 8 by 8 inch size. Go with the larger size so I could fit all the pieces, showing you different techniques from this video, but you can create a smaller card as well. To make my card, I always like to score my piece of the front panel slightly larger than I need. I'm gonna need 8 inches, but I score it at 8 1/4. And I'm doing so because sometimes when you glue two pieces together and you fold them back, you have that kind of like a little millimeter off. So that way I have the chance to trim both edges together, and I can also trim both sides. And that way I have this beautiful professionally finished card base, which is even from all four edges. I'm gonna be creating this beautiful kind of a doily effect on a piece of paper using this set from the Marta Stewart. There's a whole selection of different punches which are designed to go in pairs, like a corner punch with regular punch, and that way you can create this beautiful effect on all four sides and corner. To create this effect, you have to work on a paper in specific measurement, because not all of the measurements they will be working here. So I did a homework and I write down everything down below in a description area, and I'm also giving you both measurements in inches and in centimeters. However, my tip is that if you work in centimeters, buy yourself a metal ruler so you'll be able to check in inches, because it's way easier to cut like 6 3/4 inch rather than 17 centimeter and 1 or 2 millimeters. So this is just an advice. I'm starting from this piece, which is 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, and when you create this doily effect, you always start from the corners, and then on the regular punch you have this image of the corner, so that way you can perfectly position your paper piece before punching this edge. And then you just move along, you then again position it using the template and you punch it. And for my size, which is 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, I use three punches in between the corners, and you can see how beautiful and professionally finished this looks like. And this is a great supplement for using the dies. There is lots of the different dies on the market with this like lacy edge all around, but if you don't have access to the die cutting machine, you can buy one of those sets of the punches, which will be way cheaper, and that way you can create similar effect. You just have to remember to follow the guidance of the sizes. I'm gonna be creating the frame which will go on top of that. And again, in today's video I challenge myself to not use any dies, so I will show you how am I making the frames. This was something I was doing in the past, and now I have lots of different dies which will cut the frame for me. But if you don't have the die, cut a specific size paper, the one you want, and I would recommend you to go with the full like inch or full centimeter. It will be just easier to place it on a measuring scale, and then move to the sides by the desired width of your frame. So in my case that will be half an inch, in your that could be same or like 1 centimeter, and then each time move your paper 1 centimeter or half an inch or whatever past the cutting line, and then using the blade you will cut a piece inside. Don't go from edge to edge, but concentrate on the center and then go roughly around to the place where you think the frame will finish. And just a tip here, it's easier to undercut than cut more, because that way you can always go back and redo it, or you can snip it with the scissors. And now, to make our card even more special, we're gonna be creating a background using the punches. Here I have the piece of the copy paper. This is just a thin printer paper which I cut into 6 by 6 inches square, and I am scoring it every 1.5 inch. And what I'm gonna do, I fold and crease each scoring line, and now I will be punching it. However, I'm gonna be using the border punch, but as you can see here, I am placing my paper into the punch, but I am slightly moving it back, so it's not gonna be punching the whole border. Once I punch it, the pieces will be still attached, and that way I will be able to create this interesting lacy look on those score line. And then once I have it done, I am putting another piece right next to it, and then again once I put the paper through the punch, I am putting it back. You can see here I am slightly moving it back away from the top, so that way it's still gonna be connected. And once I punch through all these three lines, look on that. This is beautiful, this is stunning, this is absolutely amazing alternative to create those panels without having the need to buy those panel dies. If you've got border punches, play with it and you'll be amazed by the result. I wanted to create additional punching on this frame, this white frame which I cut before. However, the frame is too skinny, so to enhance it more, I took these remaining bits from this copy paper and I cut four pieces, and I punched them using this very narrow punch I have from the X-Cut. And then I'm gonna be punching this card base, and oh my word, this was a job. I actually had to stand up because the paper was so thick that I thought it's not gonna make it, but with a little bit of the strength and force, I luckily managed to do so without breaking the punch. Here are those strips which I cut before from the copy paper, and now I am taking the pencil and I am marking myself where to cut them, so that way once I glue them from behind my frame, they will be looking like a one piece. So this is another alternative for those who doesn't have those sets like a Martha Stewart, but you would like to have this nice, lacy effect on all four sides. And this is something you can put both outside and on the inside as well. So I do recommend you to play with it and test it, and I guarantee it to you, you will be surprised by the amazing result. Plus, this is another great way for stretching the products and supplies you already have in your stash. When I was looking on this frame, this white frame, I thought it's a little bit plain and I would like to add some extra, texture to it. At first, I wanted to instantly reach for my embossing folder, and then I thought, like, Marta, you promise yourself, to not use any additional things. Probably in the normal card making, I would just grab the folder, but here is also alternative for those who doesn't have those folders. If you've got the scoring board, and not necessarily you need to have the one like I have here with this ruler, which you can set under the specific angle. Here I'm doing 45 degrees, but even if you don't have the fancy ruler like I do have, which is attached to the Sizzix trimmer board, you can place your frame diagonally under 45 angle, and that will be easy because the same scoring line has to go from corner to corner, and you can do it very easily. What I did, I score it one way and then I turn it 90 degrees and score it under the different angles, so I have this like a lacy kind of like trellis pattern on this paper. And this is something which really makes the change to create that fancy spectacular wow effect cards. This is all about the details. You're not necessarily need to have all the supplies in the world. You can create astonishing cards and have the astonishing results only if you put some extra additional work. You can see here I am playing with the punches, and you not necessarily need to have the same punches, all of them like I have. Sometimes you can supplement things like in one of the cards which I was showing you not long ago, I didn't have a die, I work around it. Be creative, be a brave and experiment in your craft room, play with what you have, because many occasions we just buy something, we use it once or twice, and then there's something new we see, we are tempted by buying new products, and yes, they makes the job easier, they are fabulous, and I am myself very happy every time I have something new to try and play, and I love it. But many occasions we underestimate what we already have in our craft room. And I guarantee it to you, my friend, if you will look through your drawer, you will find the things which you can use in a way you haven't been used before, and create something new and achieve those amazing results. Here I place the frame on top of this lacy background, and now I'm going to be making the additional frame. And because this lacy background has those little openings, by lifting them slightly one layer with the foam tape, I am giving the distance between them and the background piece, this sage color paper, and that way they are way more visible, and it's very nice and interesting look. And because we made the spaces between those punched lines, it's a perfect space to add the pieces of the foam, and that way you will prevent your card from collapsing in the center. So think about that. If you're gonna be making those lacy pattern, it's always good to have that little gap in between the rows, so that way you can suspend them. And when I put all these bits together, I thought it's too much white. At this point, it was too late for changing it. Maybe I could add another layer, like another frame on top of it, but um, I've decided to be brave. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be ruining it or not, but I took a piece of the kitchen paper you can see here, and I am trying to mask it, this frame, because I wanted to add a dash of the color sometimes, and especially when you have those like embossed elements, adding that teeny tiny bit of the ink, it's not only bringing it more into life, but it also exposes the texture. Thanks to adding that teeny tiny bit of the color on top of this frame, all the layers are way more visible, and I also enhance the pattern which I was creating by using the bone folder on a scoring board. And I also add a piece of the ink to this frame, like this larger one, and that way I create a lot more depth to it. Here on top you can see those floral elements like the flowers, and these were handmade with the punches, my friends. I will have another video to follow this one right after I finish that one. Next video I'll post that will be with the flowers, because the video was way too long to create it all in one go, because either I would not go enough in the details for you to get, the best tips, or that will be too long and too boring to watch. So I've decided to put it in halves, and I'll show you step by step those flowers. They were also flower leaves. They were made with the punches as well. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and you're not gonna be missing the next video coming. And here, this is another use for the corner punches. You just put your sentiment of the strip of the paper, and you use the corner punches not on the corner but right straight, like a fishtail effect. And this is a great way to enhance any design, like any sentiment, rather than place a straight piece of the paper. Corner punch, that will do the job. Whatever design, like a lacy pattern you have, that will be very elegant finish to your sentiment, and it will be something very, very special. Now I am assembling my card, and look on that, these layers, there's a couple of the different layers on top, and each one of them was purely made with the help of the punches. It's fabulous, and I love this card, how elegant it is, how beautiful it's turned out. And I also love the flowers, like I'm super proud of them. They were created by using the opening punch. Like I had this heart shape and the oval one. You'll see everything in the next video coming. So I felt like not everyone like to do paper flowers, so maybe that will be not interesting, and if I'll put all together, that will be way too long, or I will have to cut it, and I won't be able to explain you very well how to shape those flowers and create a beautiful roses from the pieces which I actually cut with the help of the punches. So I am adding my floral composition and then this beautiful sentiment, and to help this sentiment to stand out even more, I am using the same ink, the steelish color. I think it's a self patina, the color I'm using, and then I'm just gonna place it. And this time I usually put my sentiment like either to right side or left, but this time I've decided to do something slightly different, and I'm gonna put it in the center. Why not? Why we not always have to use the same solution? So every time I make in the card, I like to create something a little bit different, so that way I could experiment with different result. And this is always, it's usually work, and if it's not working, then you have this knowledge, and you could improve it or change it for the next time. As a final touch, I'm gonna add couple pearls which gonna be enhance this elegance from this card, and my card will be ready. I hope you enjoy it. I hope this video bring you some value, and if it did, please don't forget to click a share button, to say hi in a comment, and let me know if you've got some punches, if that encourage you to try and play with your one. Thank you so very much, and I will see you shortly in another video. Stay blessed, my friends, and bye-bye!